definitively
Had to
until we
go
have proof.
watch Charlie's ViewBot video, cause there was a soap promotion GEEGA
Yeah.
cheer 100
Yeah,
cheer
did you see that?
100.
Did you see that? They're Twitch announced the thing where they're gonna like, obviously they're not saying how they're doing it, because why would you say how you're doing it? That just lets people circumvent. But they were talking about how they're doing something to try and combat the viewbotting issue, which people have talked about for a really long time, and I do not know what is true. I don't know how people would verify what is true. Like, I have ideas, but not like how a normal person without access to the back end of everything on the site would know. I do know there's some people that go live and within 15 minutes they're up to several thousand people, whatever their kind of like CCV typically is, and then their chart is like a basically flat line, like they don't lose or gain people after that. And those always get pointed at, and people are like, that's not normal. It's usually like a slow drip feed in, and your first hour is all like people just noticing you're live, getting in there, and then usually peak somewhere between an hour to 3 hours of streaming, somewhere between that big window, right? That's typical, that's normal. It's a little different for everyone, but they're almost no people where on the dot when they go live within 15 minutes everyone shows up. And then you tend to see a lot of ups and downs because people have schedules throughout the day. There are times where a lot of people go eat dinner, you know, in certain time zones, and you'll get drop off during that time, and etc, etc. And then after dinner you get another wave of people coming in from that time zone, etc. So it should be going up and down a bit if things are normal. So I've seen that enough times where I'm like, yeah, I do think there's a problem with this. For the huge streamers, something some people claim, and I don't know if it's true because those people have so many viewers, it's like hard to tell, but there are people that say like every time they do a big collab, they viewbot the fuck out of it so that it looks like it's a huge thing, but those people have a lot of audience overlap, so it shouldn't be that big or whatever. And I'm like, I don't know how you would tell. And then the other thing is, some people might get viewbotted not because they're doing it, but because some company related to them is doing it. What if some sponsor knows you're being sponsored for a segment and one of the employees or somebody related to that does it, right? Like, how would you know? And you shouldn't be at fault for that, right? What if you're part of a company and the company does it and you don't know that they're doing it? You're just like, oh, the promotion they're helping me with must be working, right? Right? Like, how would you know? So yeah, I do think it's good that they'll do something about it, you know. And I think everyone probably has some small amount of bots here and there that have come in, whether it's regular or not, you know. But it would be nice to see that cracked down on, honestly. Sometimes people get viewbotted for malicious reasons. Yeah, exactly, right? It is also used maliciously on purpose. Some people try to do it to make that person look bad, and then they point it out. They're like, oh, this person viewbots themselves, right? Like, etc, etc. So the thing is, like, even if you can tell that it's happening, how do you know where it's coming from, right? So just cracking down on ways to detect them and have them not show up is good, right? But yeah, I think it's just good. I think it's good. So, like, Tom, when she was being harassed by foursome viewers and for a stream, she had like 20k viewers. Yeah. Sometimes like you get botted out of nowhere. It doesn't happen super often, but sometimes it happens and you can't do anything about it. Like, you can't prune them. You have no tools as a streamer to prune them. So they can just be there, and that count can just get inflated, and you just have to sit there. And yeah, some people will attack others over it and they'll be like, look, they're doing it, but it like might not be you. It might be that person themselves trying to do it so they can bother you, or someone else doing it, and then another person is just hopping in, and you know. So it's one of those things that it'd be good for that to be cracked down on. I think it'd be nice. You've seen mods at least put the chat into 10-minute follower mode. Yeah, but viewbots are not real people, so they're not going to bounce because follower only mode is on. They're just going to sit there and watch and inflate the view count. It literally does nothing, you know. We'll see if it's effective. I don't know what their detection methods are, and they're not going to say it, I don't think, but I don't know. When Buddha was doing Twitch first and moving to Kick after, he'd randomly get 20k viewers on Twitch and be like, why is this happening? I mean, I think it made sense when 4.0 dropped, because don't underestimate how big NoPixel 3.0 was, and he was like the biggest one, or one of the biggest. Like, dude was regularly getting like more than 20k viewers for a lot of stuff. But yeah, the way it would, like, he'd be at like 9k or so. I remember him talking about it. He'd be at like 10k, which was a bit more normal for him, and then it would suddenly jump up. That was like weird, and it literally, yeah, he'd be on stream like, what is this? Like, he'd be like, why is this happening? And he sounded frustrated, not like, oh yay. He was like, what the is this? So it'd be nice if stuff like that can't happen, because I think he was worried that people would like try to report it and, like, you know, make it a thing. So